That's why I'm into this. Pass the blindfold. I'll be your little bitch. Hope you're not looking for a wife. Can think about me for life while you save another dog from the pound. Gonna burn another city to the ground. Remember when I said I'm not your honey? Give me all your money from the motherfucking sock drawer after you untie me from this headboard. And tell your daughter you're the best dad I ever fucking had. Your hand drips in blood while you're between my feet. Put soap in your hair. A moment that's bittersweet. I think you are perfect for what I need right now. Just need someone to hold me before I leave town. Sorry, not here to be a wife. Can't stay for this crisis midlife while you save another dog from the pound. Gonna burn another city to the ground. Remember when I said I'm not your honey? Give me all your money from the motherfucking sock drawer after you untie me from this headboard. And tell your daughter you're the best dad I ever fucking had. Packed up all my boxes the night before I left. Drove away grateful. I found you on the internet. And tell your daughter you're the best dad I ever fucking had.
Well, off to a great start. East Nashville podcast. We're here again today with Andrea Di Bernardo. What is up?
You know, just kicking it with you, Chris. Thanks
Hell
for
yeah.
having me.
Yeah. You're from the band Mickey Sunshine, who legitimately swooped in and saved my ass the other night. So thank you again.
Oh, well, we had such a fun time. So
was-
thank you for inviting us. It was Take 5 Tuesday. It was pretty legendary.
Type 5 Tuesday.
A frick.
Damn it.
Darn.
People keep coming up with better names.
I'm so
Now.
sorry.
Now, yeah. Phil's partner came up with Toasty Tuesday.
Oh, that is pretty good.
And it was like, before she said it to me, we were probably 3-4 months into doing the show. And I was like, fuck, that's good. Toasty Tuesday.
And it was when it was being sponsored by...
Oh, it was sponsored by a weed drink. Yeah, Toasty Tuesday. And yeah, Take 5 Tuesday. That's pretty goddamn good.
Well, I didn't get it wrong on the internet when promoting it.
You did not.
So
you did not. Thank you for that.
I am proud of myself for that, but you know, I'll think about this later before I go to bed and how I fucked it up.
No,
you
it's
know?
okay. It's okay. No, it's a really good name.
Well, Type 5 is excellent as well. So just keep rolling. Keep
Thank you.
rolling, my dog. It was a fun night.
Cool.
Yeah.
Me and a bunch of friends were drunk on New Year's Eve back in like 2000, whatever the hell year that was, a couple years ago.
Okay.
And we were just pitching ideas for what the show should be because I had just gotten the call from Todd, owner of the 5 Spot, to do it. Why am I talking about me already? But anyway, so we're just spinning ideas around, and yeah, my friend Katie said, "What about Tight 5 Tuesday?" And I was like, "I freaking love that," and so that's what it is.
And that stuck. And
Yeah.
now you're here.
Yeah.
And now you're the legend Chris Frasco that you are.
The legend you just found out about.
Well, no.
Awesome. Okay, cool. That's all right.
You don't know that.
I have a feeling though.
No. You're a legend. You're
Awesome.
a legend here in East Nashville.
Oh my God, look at this.
Yeah.
Did you hear that, Phil?
You heard it here first.
Okay.
Andrea from Mickey Sunshine said it.
I love that. So let's talk about Mickey Sunshine, since the podcast is not supposed to be about me. Was it an Alt Jason show or was it a East Side Riot show that you guys played probably in the last 3 or 4 months?
I think it was all adjacent.
Cool.
They're awesome people.
They are awesome.
Yeah, I love them.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a fun show.
You guys were the standout band, or at least for me.
That was sweet.
Yeah, you guys played your set, and I heard the first song, and I was like, all right, I like this. This is cool. And there's, and last night, I feel like I took even more notice of what you're doing to blend Nashville with grunge. Fucking love it.
Well, that's super cool. Yeah, I think like the first artist I heard when I was like really going down the music path that like I feel like changed it all for me was Liz Phair.
Oh, sure.
Exile in Guyville, Flower specifically, you know, like
Cool.
Every time I see your face, I think of things unpure, unchaste. I want to fuck you like a dog. I'll take you home and make you like it. Like, to me, I was like, oh my God. Like,
Yeah.
this is amazing. And then I went further down this like Liz Phair rabbit hole, and then it led me to like just all these other amazing 90s bands,
Cool.
Hole, Belly, you know,
Yeah.
love like obviously Sonic Youth and Nirvana, but yeah, Bikini Kill. They could go on, but
Finally, somebody on the podcast who speaks my language.
and
We're always talking about Merle Haggard, which, you know, I dig Merle Haggard, but I didn't grow up with Merle Haggard.
okay, yeah,
Like that's like later on in music. But yes, I love this.
Well, full disclosure, I was born in '94, so I like wasn't alive and like able to enjoy like all these bands in their prime
Yeah.
because I was a baby.
But it's coming back. Grunge is coming back.
Yeah, and so it was really cool to like rediscover these things, I think in my 20s, and that were like existing, and was like, wow, what a great year, 93, 94. The
Oh, hell
90s
yeah.
were for music.
Hell
Like,
yeah.
why could I not have been born in the 80s to
Well-
experience it?
Just so you don't overestimate my age. I was 10 in 94.
Okay. My brother was born in like 84. He's
Yeah,
like
same
40.
age. Yep.
Yep. So he did introduce me to a lot of like, you know, music from that time, but it was mostly like Snoop Dogg and like,
But 90s rap was freaking phenomenal too.
yeah, it was amazing. And
Yeah.
like, I think a lot of like movies, like I really love like Adam Sandler movies. And like, he was like my first childhood crush, you know? So like,
Awesome.
but yeah, I had a really good older brother who was like introducing me to like cool stuff.
Cool.
But yeah, so I think Liz Phair was like the artist that I was like, this is really cool, and kind of started inspiring me to write. And then I had a guitar teacher who like I could play like the cowboy chords, like but I was getting stuck at like a level and was like, well, I just want to learn more chords. I had no intent to like play for people.
Cool.
And like I was trying to stay sober during the pandemic. I'd gotten I had an alcohol addiction problem when I worked for CNN during the 2016 election, and which was pretty crazy. And so, yeah, it was during the pandemic. I was just like trying to stay sober, and I gravitated towards music, just to like keep strumming, keep doing anything that wasn't drinking.
Wow, there's so many points here we need to come back to.
Yeah,
go on.
Yeah, definitely. But my guitar teacher, who I found in Madison, Wisconsin, he had a lot of like country to him.
Okay.
And
approximately what year is this? How long ago was this?
that was, I would say, like 2021.
Okay, cool,
2022.
All right. So you're starting to move your guitar skills forward.
Yeah. So, and then Bill, I like told Bill one day, I was just like, hey, I've written some songs I've never showed anyone. He's like, well, let me hear them. And he's like, this is amazing. Like
Cool.
he's like, you need to play these for people. And I like laughed in his face and was like, no, I'm not going to play these for anyone. This is crazy. That's nuts, Bill. And he's like, how? And I just quit my marketing job. And I was like working as a barista. And he was like, we're going to play in the coffee shop that you work at. And
Hell yeah.
I was like, okay. And if you do it with me, sure. So, he had a lot of like cool country stuff to add. And,
Love that.
it was a very like ramshackle, eventually then Bill, I had a friend who was like getting sober from Detroit also. And he moved to my, Madison, Wisconsin for a period of time and was like, I'll play the drums for your band. He was not a good drummer. He's great. He's like creatively really there, right? And like, but not like technically skilled, People would say we sound like the Velvet Underground. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
And then I had another guy who I had dated previously who I was like turning more into my friend. He was like, well, I played the bass in high school. Like I could play with you too. And so before I knew it, I like had just like nice people around me who like were like, these songs are cool. Like, let's go play them. And then we just didn't stop.
That sounds like grunge.
Yeah, it was grunge.
It sounds like grunge. Just get a few people together who can kind of do the thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And come with the songs.
And we grew from there, and like we got another guitarist who was like way more like, electric. And I would say he's like a Kurt Cobain type, he's like the
guy who played with you the other night?
No.
Okay,
This is someone else in Madison, Wisconsin.
Cool.
And then, before I knew it, Joe went back to Detroit, who was my drummer. And then I met the person who is now my husband.
Yep.
And he is an amazing drummer. And
He's very good.
He's jazz trained.
What a nerd.
Was in a reggae band, like a legacy reggae band. He's in a brass band. Like he could play any type of music.
Cool.
And honestly, at that point, I didn't care like how skilled, nor did I know,
Yeah.
And but he like had an interest of just like wanting to play. And I like needed a drummer, and then it turned into like a real band.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing.
So like music as a public outlet, that's only been like what, 4 years for you?
I would say, yeah.
That's incredible.
It's been a couple of...
You're very natural on stage. Like it wouldn't occur to me that, oh yeah, she just started like really developing her guitar skills a few years ago.
That's sweet of you to say thank you. I was like on the pom team in high school. I was like, a performer then. I did, like, dance as like a kid, and like my dad, he was also in like dad cover rock bands,
cool.
playing like Beatles. And
so music is in your family a little bit.
A little, yeah, I would say a little. And he always encouraged me to have like a guitar around, but I really didn't like pick up the guitar until I got like really sick and like needed something to like do. I always had like other things to do. I had a career to go achieve. I was a big drinker, I was always out partying, so I didn't start playing music until I needed music, really.
Cool. That's how I found songwriting was when I was 19, 20 years old. I have an autoimmune condition. I got extremely sick, and I was extremely sick for a really long time. And I had this band that was starting to get a lot of attention in the Boston area.
Okay.
And all of a sudden, I'm freaking sick all the time. So I can't play shows. I can't record stuff. I can't write stuff. I'm in a hospital bed, or, at home, barely able to get out of bed. So once I started actually getting better and I wasn't sure if my health was going to hold out, that's when I started being like, oh, what if I could sing and play a little bit? What if I could just play a song by myself? And the first person who I showed a song to had the opposite reaction of the person you showed a song to. They were like, you should never show this to anybody.
Aww.
You should never sing in public ever again.
People told me I was a bad car singer. I've been told a car singer. I'd sing in the car with my friends, and they'd be like,
Oh, okay.
you suck. And they were choir girls,
Choir girls suck. Get over yourself.
But
if you need 40 other people to sing around you, you're never going to be a lead singer.
It's but has anyone heard Courtney Love?
I know, right?
She's amazing.
Amazing.
And or the guy from Pavement,
yeah.
Love him. It's not technically amazing, but
bad singers have to
is.
Deliver a performance.
It's a
That's
performance. Yes. In addition to it's also their music. It also sounds good, It sounds like it fits,
Totally. Totally.
And it's not to say these people are bad singers. I love them,
Same.
I love their songs. I love their music. I think what they're doing is more authentic than
I agree.
whatever heck beautiful singer is next,
Yeah,
it's just
totally.
So I don't know. It's just also really real.
Yeah.
What autoimmune condition do you have, if you don't mind me asking?
I have Crohn's disease.
I have ulcerative colitis.
Oh, fuck.
Sister diseases.
Jesus.
Wow. We have a lot in common.
That we have a lot in common that people probably don't want to listen to on a podcast.
We don't have to talk about it. Yeah. But I will let you know it's hard. And
It
we see
sucks.
you.
Yeah.
We see you if you got it.
Yeah, it's no fun. Yeah, I had 4 huge surgeries between age 18 and I woke up from I think the final one or maybe the biggest one. Yes, it was the biggest one on my 20th birthday.
Ooh.
So yeah, it's so weird because it shapes part of who you are.
Absolutely. And
When did you get diagnosed?
age 8.
Holy
And
shit.
and I also have primary sclerosing cholangitis, which is actually the more evil of the two. And it's like a liver disease that's sometimes attached to ulcerative colitis.
Okay.
Walter Payton, the football player, it's pretty rare. He's one of the only known public people who've had that illness. He actually died from complications of it in the 80s.
Oh, wow.
I think it was during the HIV crisis when it was hard to get blood transfusions and
Oh, I
stuff.
see, yep.
And he I don't think he just got enough blood transfusions or something at the time. This could be factually wrong, but I think I'm right from what my research and brain can remember. But yeah, Walter Payton had this disease. I got really sick. I exacerbated this liver condition I already had.
Sure.
And with the amount I was drinking in Washington, D.C. to cope with life. And also I just had bad habits. I just didn't really know I was as a person, didn't really know how to deal with my emotions in a healthy way, didn't like talking about emotions. But yeah, it's I had to change. I was forced to change. I almost had a liver transplant. I left DC. I left DC. Moved back in with my parents, and yeah.
Okay, so what year is this that
that
we're
was
talking about?
2017.
Okay.
So I got
So this is 8 years ago.
Yeah. So I've been sober. September 13th is my sobriety date. So it's coming up.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's been fun. It's been a ride.
Yeah.
But also hard.
She said I could drink on the podcast. Don't judge me.
I did say
I can feel their judgment.
because I was a bartender.
Yeah.
I just right after all of this, I'm pretty good I know it's not good for me, you know, like,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I respect anyone's choices and like what's good for them. Like, I'm not you. I don't know what's good for you. I
Yeah,
can tell
yeah.
you my story and what worked for me, but I can't tell you like, so no judgment, you know, also venues need to make money. Also,
Totally.
I need to make money.
Ugh.
So like, I get it, you know,
Yeah.
everyone's qualified to make their own decisions about their bodily autonomy.
It's such a crazy thing about doing a weekly show is that you're there to put on a good show and blah blah blah, but what becomes the responsibility of doing a weekly show is selling booze.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter if 300 people come through the door of the venue, if they're all drinking water, that's not a sustainable gig because the place housing the gig makes no money,
Absolutely.
you know? Or they're forced to say, well, you're bringing all these people, but nobody's drinking. We have to take half the cover, which then you can't pay the bands.
Right. Absolutely.
You know, so it's this crazy balancing act between like trying to put on a good show
Yeah.
and attracting people and, you know, selling booze to people, making sure that the bar can make money. Yeah, that's been the wild ride of doing a residency, is realizing that like only half of it is music.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Yeah.
or like if you're not buying booze, what else can you buy? You know, what else can a venue
Exactly.
sell? Like the weed drinks, the NA drinks.
Absolutely.
I'm like, yeah. So I think you got to do what you got to do to make money
Yeah.
sometimes.
People who are cognizant of that are super cool. Like sometimes you'll see, you know, the younger Gen Z kids who don't drink will sit there with a cup of water
Yeah.
or with several cups of water over hours, and you're like, man, buy a soda.
Yeah, like a
You know,
soda.
just
get a soda.
Yeah.
Get some chips. Get the
Yeah, do
popcorn.
something.
Whatever.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like or like
Support this place that's putting on music.
or like buy merch from the band directly.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, but
Yeah.
yeah, I will say like I have taken friends to rehab. When people reach out, I definitely am like someone who's like, let me help you.
Sure.
But like never will I like try to impede on someone, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
It's like everyone has to get there on their own.
Yeah,
on their
'cause
own
that's when it's
terms.
going to stick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So when did you move to DC?
I moved to DC. So I went to the University of Missouri for college. Had like 2 semesters there. My second semester of junior year, I worked for an investigative unit, the Scripps Washington Bureau's investigative unit. I wanted to be
Cool.
an investigative producer and like work for 60 Minutes and like make a difference. I had like grown up in Detroit. I watched Kwame Kilpatrick like, you know, be a bad leader when we needed good ones. I saw journalists be heroes. Like that was my whole shtick, right?
Very cool.
And then second semester of my senior year, I was awarded a fellowship with ABC News, where I was back in Washington, D.C. the next year and was spending like every 2 weeks with a different unit. So like,
Wow.
it was very, very cool. It was very eye-opening. And, you know, I was offered a position in New York with ABC after. So I did a summer in New York with the Brian Ross Investigative Unit, which no longer exists. They were gutted after they made a mistake about Michael Flynn reporting. I mean, that sucks. You know, they were a good team, but you know, they were
Was
kind
that
of.
the turkey scandal?
I can't remember anymore, honestly, but
Okay.
I wasn't there for that. I was just there. During the run-up of the 2016 election, and then right after that, so that summer ended, I went to CNN, went back to DC.
Okay.
So I did just like summer in New York. I drank so heavily. I made some really bad choices. I
That's kind of what New York is for.
I cheated on a boyfriend. It was not great. It was not a good time for me.
Yeah.
Then, then I like went back to Washington D.C. and like continued dating the same person. And it honestly continued to be very toxic, you know, and watched like the Trump presidency like very up close and personal. Like I would see like
Jeez.
Kayleigh McEnany and Boris Epstein, these like big Trump talking heads, and they like knew my name, and I was just like, well, that feels gross and weird and icky.
Yeah,
and, like,
that's gotta be strange.
yeah, and there was also like an environment where they make you feel replaceable. They're like the company itself. You're like a new grad, you know. They're not giving you. They're calling it full-time freelance, and you don't get insurance, and you kind of have to like prove that you're good enough to even be there.
Yeah.
And like it feels like they could fire you at any moment, and just like 20 other people would take your job. So you're very much under like, but it's a lot of like bitch work. It was a lot of like I was sitting in a cold room printing scripts for Wolf Blitzer and Jake Tapper.
Yeah.
I was like seating guests. And making sure they had their makeup on, and like, yeah, like working the assignment desk, helping with graphics. I thought to myself, could be the path that helps me to get to where I want to be. You know, I can do bitch work for a year, but it ended up just being a lot not, I couldn't handle it for myself.
Yeah.
Especially at that point in my life.
Cool.
But I did work I got a job after with the ABC affiliate in Washington, D.C., and I was able to work there for 4 months as their investigative associate producer, and which was like more of like a local investigations, you know,
That's what's more fulfilling, too.
yeah, but then my liver really started to fail, and it was like
Jesus.
everyone knew like, oh, I had to go home, and like I had to like tell them. It was like really embarrassing to like tell my employer like, hey, like I'm like going to rehab on the side of this job. That like I had a lot of responsibility. I was like helping with these investigations, and then also stacking a weekly show that would air after SNL.
Yeah.
And it was really cool. It was like a really cool thing I was really proud of. It was like
Yeah.
it would have been my dream job if I could have stuck it out. But yeah, and then life lifed it up, and I ended up really depressed in my parents' house, and one of my journalism professors, he became the head of the documentary program at the University of Missouri, and he said, you should film all of this. You should film what you think is going to be your liver transplant.
Cool.
So I started filming, and I was like, I filmed leaving DC, I filmed living in my parents' house, I was filming going to the doctors, and then I got a phone call one day from a nurse, and was like, and I got this on camera. And this nurse is telling me, hey, you don't need a liver transplant anymore because you've stopped drinking. Like,
Wow.
your liver was able to recover enough where you don't need to. And that is the moment I realized, like, you don't need this anymore. You don't need this very severe operation that I
Yeah.
was, like, mentally prepared for. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to get a liver transplant. There's going to be a huge scar, you
Yep.
know, like, so, like, and also, like, there's a lot of other complications that I was just like preparing myself for.
Totally.
So it was supposed to be like a happy moment, right? But it definitely was the one that was like, oh, I did this to myself, you know, and was just like, that was terrifying to me, you know.
Is that an extreme takeaway though? Because you said you have I can't remember.
So it's called primary sclerosing cholangitis.
Yeah.
So like I was drinking so heavily that I
exacerbated
the
it.
condition.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yes. But the thing is, like, if you nix the alcohol from that equation,
Sure.
my body bounced back, you know? So like my thought was, well, you know, it's just like, yes, I did get myself to that point, you know.
Sure, yeah.
So
But you were predisposed to
I definitely
end up
was-
at that point.
yes.
That's what I'm saying.
yes, I was predisposed to end up, especially the age of like 22, 23.
Which, thank God it happened then.
Yes.
Because your body could bounce back.
Absolutely.
If you had done that in your 40s or 50s, you would have had that liver transplant.
Probably. I mean, maybe not. You know,
Maybe,
who
yeah,
knows?
who knows, yeah.
The body's so weird. But yeah, I just try to take care of myself now.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's been the ride, you know. And then
Yeah.
and then afterwards, so then I made this film. I still made the film, which was super weird.
Cool.
I had to like call my professor and be like, "Hey, I'm not getting a liver transplant," because he was like, "I'll executive produce this, by the way, or you know, and support you through it. I understand this will be a hard task, you know, but you're a journalist, and that's what journalists do, you know." I was like,
Hell yeah.
and I identified so much as that at the time, you know. I was
Yeah.
like, this is me. This is who I am. This is my identity. So I still made the film. I moved back to Columbia, Missouri to be closer to him when I was like healthy enough to, and like truly was like the healthiest I'd ever been in my entire life at that point. You know, I was eating really well, like my color was back, you know, I dated a yoga teacher, which is what Beck T-shirt ends up being about, you know, which is one of our songs. And yeah, so I just have this like really nice healthy journey. I make this film. It gets screened in a couple festivals.
Amazing.
It was amazing. It was a really good healing project. But then, you know, life continues to go on as life does, and like it's harder and challenging, and the pandemic happens. I don't know what to do with myself after that, because I was like, well, journalism kind of feels toxic now. I don't really want to dive back in.
Yeah.
Documentary work's not sustainable, like, especially if you need health insurance. I'm a person who needs health insurance.
Same.
So I was like, this doesn't feel, I was like, so I guess I'll move back home. You know, I moved to Detroit and I got a job doing some marketing for like a tech company. And then the pandemic happened, and then I was like depressed again. You know, I was living alone in like a 1-bedroom with like my cat, you know, thinking about drinking every day. I was so unhappy, so lonely.
Yeah.
I'd like gone through different breakups. I was very like healing, you know, it's just like, I was just like, and I was so lonely. I was just so lonely. And that's when music really, really helped. You know, I was like, and I was so sick of screens too. I was like on a screen all day for work. I was like, I can't just watch BoJack Horseman for like the 12th time. Like, this is like really not great. So then I picked up a guitar, you know, and that's
cool.
Was the very long-winded story.
It's riveting. Like, it's a story that is exactly as long as it should be. Like, there's no wasted breaths there. It
was a lot of life at a young age.
I was gonna say, yeah.
And it's super weird. It's super weird being like those versions. I think back and I'm like, who was that? You know, am I still that person? Like I have changed so much, and like, thank God. But also at the same time, I'm like still the very same, you know, it's that feeling where you're like the duality of like, time has passed, I am different. Somehow I still have all of these things in me. I've experienced so much trauma. How do you process? You know, how do you go on? You know, but you just do it. Write more songs. Be pissed off at different things.
Yeah. Let's cut to your band now.
Sure.
So you were saying you had the guitar teacher that had some country vibe to him.
Yeah.
So when you go looking for a Nashville guitar player, you're looking for a country player?
No, not specifically. So I honestly, the songs were kind of like came out of also like jam bandy in a way. Like when we were first trying to start the band, like I knew that I came with lyrics and rhythm. Okay. I kind of looked at everyone else and was like, you do your thing, because I don't know, you know, like, so I continued like that. I honestly think Chris is he's the more musically inclined out of the both of us, and like it does help like communicate with more technically skilled players. Sure. I feel like sometimes I am the worst like in my band, which is like also
that's the role to have. If you're going to be the front person, you want to be the worst.
It's an amazing feeling though to be surrounded by so much talent.
Exactly.
And like like I know I'm good, you know. But Chris does translate a lot. Yeah. But yeah, as far as like looking for a player, number one, I do look for people who believe the same thing or like are around the same beliefs. Like this is a lot of like femme content, you know, talking about you know, the treatment of women under patriarchy a lot in a way, you know, like even indirectly, you know, that's how I feel. So I do like to look for people who exemplify maybe that, or like have some sort of like heart touch to them, you know, where they're like, I'm a good guy, you know, like, so that's important to me. And yeah, I think like just people who are good people. And we found this one player who then introduced us to another player, who introduced us to another player, you
Sure.
know, so like
That's
we
Nashville.
do have like, I like this though, because
Yeah.
like I think live performances, I like when they're different, you know, like
Yeah.
we did come from this like weird jam bandy thing where like I had lyrics. What is this guy gonna play next? You know, like
Okay.
and we have these recordings and we did make parts, but we send people our recordings now and we definitely feel like put your influence on it, you know.
Cool.
So
Yeah.
Michael Martin was the guitar player you saw that night.
He's great.
He's wonderful, also from Michigan. A great guy. He definitely has a lot of country to him. He has a lot of country
Yeah.
love, and I love that, you know. But yeah, if we play with different people, sometimes like they'll bring their own different tastes, and like I often encourage that, you know. And
Very
like
cool.
unless it feels like, I mean, I haven't come into this situation yet. If I do feel like it's like, hey, this is kind of like a lot.
It's forced.
Yeah, like, or like I feel like I'm being swallowed by your sound or something.
Yeah.
Could you not do that? You know, like, then I'll try to be closer to the part, you know. But like,
Yeah, yeah.
I do encourage people that we play with, especially because Nashville's so rich in players, you know, like,
Certainly, especially guitar players.
yeah, like, do you, man? Like,
Yeah.
I want to hear it. Let's go.
That's cool.
But yeah, for as far as like, you know, the new material, you know, I don't really know what that'll look like yet, honestly. Like,
Yeah, it seems like the couple times I've seen you play, the aesthetic is the same, which is good. Like you can't lose your aesthetic based on different players,
Right.
Even if you are giving them a good deal of creative freedom, that's really important to keep, you know, the sound of the band.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we've been playing with the same bassist. Her name's Mayan Stickle. She's a Belmont student. Super cool.
Yeah.
Down to earth person. And yeah, I think like we say, this is the recording. Everyone loves to play the part, honestly. A lot of people,
Yeah.
I guess other bands here, I've talked, you know, I don't know this because I'm not playing in other bands here. I guess other bands here are like, play this part, you know?
Oh yeah, some people do that. Yeah.
And so I think that's where they're coming from, though. You know, everyone's like, well, we just want to play the part, you know, and it's not until someone feels like Michael, you know, who was coming from a country gig that night, you know, he, you know, and we've played with him enough times where he knows the part and it's close to the part, but he's doing little Michael things along the way.
It's his own spin on it.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah. I'm not a big fan of that whole idea of here, unless it's crash and burn. If you don't hit this perfectly, then yeah, players should have their own. They should be able to take some ownership of it, especially if you're playing consistently. You know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that gives everybody a little bit of expression in the band. Yeah.
It's live music too.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like if people are enjoying your recordings at home, like that's a beautiful thing. Like, isn't it cool to go to a show and kind of see something a little different? Like,
Yeah.
Or just like a little spicier, you know, you're like, oh, but like that was, you know, like I know the song, but like that's cool that was, you know, that was live music.
It allows the players to engage and put on more of a performance too, because they're not like, oh yeah, what did that guy play on the recording? You know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's jazz that way too.
Of course.
You know, it's all jazz, baby.
It's funny, yeah. Our thing is similar in the way that I write straight up songs, but then we'll take off on a tangent.
Yeah.
And just see where it takes us. Yeah. We try to keep it very much based in the emotion and the vibe of the song. But yeah, we have improvisational sections that kind of, you know, can go awry.
And it's like, yeah, play with yourself, play the room too, you
Yeah.
know, play the room.
Totally.
And like, you know, we found ourselves like cutting, you know, we're like, okay, this is like we need to be a shorter set tonight. We're not
Yeah.
gonna go as long on that last solo, you
For
know.
sure.
So it's just a way to keep people engaged too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
fun.
So when was the first time you felt like it really worked? Like when was the first show where as Mickey Sunshine, where you finished up your set and it felt great to you guys, felt great to the audience?
I think, I mean, our first like full band show, like the very first full band show, none of us, I mean, I'd played with all of them separately, and it was like the first time we played all together on the stage, and with like Tony, Joe, and Bill, right? The very first iteration.
Yep.
And we played on this like loading dock stage. Like it was literally a loading dock over this like really busy Madison Street. And like I think the people there, like they were super encouraging, and like they made it feel like, whoa, this is like special. And like, yeah, I even think like it was around a really supportive community at the time too.
Nice. Yeah.
So I do feel like right off the bat, I knew I had something, you know?
Yeah.
And like, I don't know and then I just enjoyed doing it, you know? It was just like, this is fun. It's a way to express. I'm angry today, so I'm going to be a little bit angrier in my set. I'm yelling more. I don't know if I like have ever though, like come off the stage. Like maybe I'm still searching for that moment, you know? Like, I know. And also I'm a huge perfectionist, and I have a big artist brain, and like, you know, I'm super self-critical, and like,
it's fun, isn't it?
It's super fun. But yeah, it would also, you know, whenever I play with Chris, who's like an amazing drummer, you know, like I think too, like that's when I was like, whoa, now I really have something, you know?
Yeah.
So I think when Chris joined the band was like closest to when I got that moment. And like, but other than that though, I'm still searching for that really good feeling. And you know, maybe I'm chasing that. Maybe I'm chasing like that was it, man. That was it. But, you know, I've definitely had moments where I knew, oh, I have something. That was a good show.
Yeah.
And then like, oh, now I really have something, and this is cool.
Oh, I have something.
And
is
this
an important
is cool.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah. When it's all right, that could have been better. We messed up this, and this. But there was a clear connection between the band and the audience. You know, they weren't clapping out of pity or just, you know, they're not just patronizing us, but everybody was obviously feeling it.
Yeah.
Like, that's an important one. And each band has to get there. Even if you've had 10 different bands in your life, each band has to hit that point where you're like, something's working here.
Right.
You know?
And also I do like just like, sometimes when I feel like, oh, it's not working, you know, or like whatever, when you're like, oh, is this song over yet? You know that feeling?
Oh, yeah.
I try to like bring myself back in a way where I'm like, okay, well, I can do this for me, right? Where like I'm in my bedroom feeling and I'm dancing in front of the mirror, or like I can do something that's gonna keep my brain just slightly more engaged in a different leg, like stand on one foot, or like So physically too, also like dancing is like super like healing. Like you're supposed to just like dance if you feel bad, you know?
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Just like go dance in your kitchen, you know, like put on some like Carole King and just like sing it to your cats, you know, like that's like, and just like move your body, you know, like that's like a healing thing in itself too. Cool. So I do always try to like bring it back to like, I like to do like shake my little booty and like do little like physical stuff to like keep myself also engaged in a different way.
Cool. Yeah, I think I'm getting better at bringing myself back. What usually happens for me when I get out of the moment is because I'll hit some vocal note that's not right, and I knew it wasn't going to be right before I hit it. And then as soon as it's not right, my brain goes to this big debrief moment of like, how did you know that wasn't going to be right before you did it? Why wasn't it right? It was right when you practiced it earlier. So what do you need to work on when you get home? How are we going to make sure that we don't ever not hit that note again? Because it's an important part of the song. And it just took everybody here out of the moment when you didn't hit that note. And then by the time I know it, the set's over. And I haven't enjoyed another second of the entire set. So I'm getting better I'm working on kind of bringing myself back. Like, all right, you missed that note. Who cares? These people are still having fun.
Absolutely.
As long as you don't lose yourself to the neurotic brain.
Right.
These people will still have fun.
Yeah, and like honestly, no one knows. You know, I always say that. I'm like, even if it was a noticeable mistake by my standard, right? Or everyone knows I didn't hit the note.
Yeah.
You know, I remember I'm like, no, they don't. They don't know.
Yeah.
They're just like the next part. You know.
Being a singer is like being stoned for the third time forever. They're like, oh, everybody knows. Everybody can see it. They know it happened. Damn it.
Yeah, it's exhilarating though, you know.
It's fun.
It's fun. It's also like when you don't drink, you got to do something to like keep yourself like, you know. I like scaring myself a bit. You know, I was like, that's why I drank, maybe. You know.
Yeah.
But you're like, this is like scary in a different way.
Sure.
So it's a healthier scary, maybe.
Yeah. What I try to do is get on stage with maximum my second beer.
Yeah, okay.
And I'm like just taking one sip after each song. And then after that, once the set is over, whatever.
I'm so happy I found music and sobriety because I would have been such a terrible drunk singer.
Oh,
You've
yeah.
no idea.
Oh.
I loved karaoke as like when I was in my big alcohol phase.
Sure.
I one time bought like the entire bar.
No.
Yes, shots at a karaoke bar.
This is a terrible idea.
Left my purse and wallet. Had no idea. I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna go get my bag, whatever.
Yeah. And they're
Then
like, you have $1,000 tab.
Well, they're like, oh, yeah, you have to sign this.
Yeah.
And I literally was like, I don't have that money. It was terrifying. I was like, who let me do that?
There should be a waiver. Like if some drunk person is like, shots for everyone, like there should be a waiver. Like
yes,
you
absolutely.
should have to. You can't just expect some drunk asshole to pay for that. Like that's not how that works.
No. And I would always sing like karaoke songs people would not like. I would sing like "You Don't Own Me" by like Leslie Gore and like.
Oh, that'll take the vibe down. That's not. You couldn't do "You Ought to Know"?
No. I mean, at the time, it wasn't cool enough. I mean, like, I was cool in a different way, but, I didn't, no, I guess not.
That's so funny.
I had no self-awareness.
Yeah.
Self-awareness. Was like, this is fun for me.
Yeah.
And I think I like disturbing people, too, to some extent.
Sure,
Like, I was probably getting a rise out of that.
Next time I do karaoke, I'll do Elliott Smith. Everyone will just leave. Like, fuck this. Frasco ruined everything.
Oh my God.
I don't even like music anymore.
I would get in on that Elliott Smith, though.
It'd be fun.
I think my husband Chris has only done karaoke like once in his life. And
Okay.
it was with me. And we did Chumbawamba Tumba. And like... I completely sober was just going ape and was just like, oh, get knocked down, bug it up, to a point where like I was maybe scaring myself.
So you've learned how to have fun sober is what you're saying.
Oh yeah. And it was like really hard at first, you know.
Yeah.
You have to like I framed everything as like an experiment. I'd be like, okay, well, I'm really bad at talking to people. This is my experiment in talking to people. This is my experiment of going. I would like put myself in situations where like I would like go to a party like I wasn't even invited to. I went to like I'm thinking about the time I like visited a friend in LA and like we went to some like tech event. We were journalists. We like crashed this party. And at first my friend was like, do we really want to go? Like we have no reason to be here. And I was like, no, you don't understand. I just got sober and I have to go talk to people. I have to practice talking to people. No one here knows me.
They won't
remember. I just have to say hello to a couple people to make myself feel like I can say hello to people.
Cool.
And like that was like or even like flirting with men, you know,
Yeah.
I would be like, okay, this is like experimentation flirting. Just seeing, just like, I'm gonna just try. We'll see what it's like. Everything was kind of like a practice or like a experimentation. I eventually I just learned to get over myself and to just embrace being the weirdest possible version of myself I could.
Yeah. I think I'm better at flirting sober.
Yeah, probably. You're probably right.
Drunk flirting,
You're
I'm not
probably
good at. No.
Probably right.
The girl better be wasted if I'm going to flirt with her drunk, because otherwise it's, I'm much better at flirting sober.
That's good. I'm glad you have that self-awareness.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I'm pretty thoughtful, you know?
Yeah,
pretty
I can tell.
Yeah. Yeah. So, once I'm 3 beers in, I'm not talking to women anymore.
Well, that sounds good.
Well, unless in a platonic way, you know what I mean.
I like this rule for all men.
Yeah.
Let's instate that. After 3 beers, no more talking
This
to
is
women.
wisdom of the 40s.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 41. And at my age, I feel like if you've been single for a lot of that, yeah, you've made a complete jackass out of yourself so many times. Yeah, there's more rules. I have more rules for myself than I want to even think about. But
We love a rule.
I mean,
We love a rule.
keep yourself in line,
Self-rule.
right?
Yeah.
Stop making a fool of yourself,
Yeah.
or find new ways to. At least
It's
it's always a journey, like you said.
it's a journey. You just gotta find out. You gotta just find out. Make those boundaries for yourself.
Okay, let's talk about your new music.
New music.
New music. Where did you guys record it?
We recorded it here in Nashville.
Cool.
With Rob O'Block.
Okay.
He's amazing. I highly recommend Rob to everyone. Creative genius, that Rob. But we're excited about the new material. It is kind of less, like, I feel like this last album, all the songs, the culmination of songs I put on the last album, that's like healing from my men journey, right? Then
Sure.
I got married, and I so badly wanted to write all these like beautiful love songs about my beautiful, gorgeous husband. And I have, and I did, but I do find myself that, like, now that I'm in a happy, healthy relationship, that my brain is so much more free to just, like, almost like, I cared so much about what men think, I think, for a lot of my life.
Okay.
I was able to, like, decenter men. Not that I don't think about my husband. I just don't, like, it's not an obsessive,
Sure.
like, oh my God, I need a boyfriend. Oh my God, does my boyfriend like me? Oh my,
Yeah.
whatever. Like, oh, I'm talking to this guy. Like, what should I say? Like, being...
Unless he wants to hire a lawyer, he's stuck with you.
Right. Well, I just have a lot of, like, mental freeness I've never had in my life,
Yeah.
Yeah. And I find myself thinking about everything else, which is, like, the world is going to shit. And, like...
Yeah.
Why are we not talking about it more in, like, everyday life, in our music? I kind of hate musicians who are like, oh, well, we don't talk about politics here. It's like, you're like, what? It's you. Okay, I don't want to hear one more love song out of you then. Like, if you're not talking about the current state of our political atmosphere. Like, I think this is pushing culture forward. I think that's why I like to do what we do now. And so
Artists have always talked about society.
yes.
You know?
Yes. And I'm very inspired now by, like, Sinead O'Connor, right? I'm inspired by, like, Rodriguez and like Rage Against the Machine, and, like, there's so many more artists who are just saying, like, very politically relevant things, and that is being there also in 2016, and, like, seeing, like, the president of CNN at the time, I've like been around him, and that was the guy who greenlit The Apprentice for NBC. Basically,
wow.
His name's Jeff Zucker. He was the head of NBC Entertainment.
Jesus, I know that name.
And
I don't know why I should know that name, but I know that name.
and honestly, to me, that man should be in jail because he's the full reason Trump has a really large platform, especially on TV. So yeah, I feel like our new music is very anti-fascist and politically relevant, and that's it. I'm just really, really pissed off about the world,
Yeah.
and I'm like ready to talk about, I think, my years as a journalist in like
Cool.
in a new different way, because
Yeah.
honestly, journalism does not function the way it was intended to anymore.
Certainly.
Like the head of 60 Minutes left 60 Minutes. Like it's it's just a really dark time where, especially because these places are corporations, they're trying to get ratings, they're trying to make money.
And they also don't hate the idea of paying less taxes.
But exactly. But also, like, at the same time, journalism should have been functioning like PBS and NPR. New York, these places are being defunded.
Yeah.
So a lot is wrong with the fourth estate, right? That was journalism, not functioning like it should anymore because of technology, or back in the Woodrow Wilson days, right? Where, and like with Woodward and Bernstein and taking down Nixon,
Yeah.
I met both Woodward and Bernstein.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I was around them at one point in my life, and those were my heroes. And it just, journalism doesn't function the way it should. And I honestly look at a lot of people who are there still, and I'm like, how are you still doing this?
Yeah.
And why are you
in
not
such a shell of your old role?
Yeah, why are you not speaking up more? This is wrong. This is not right. So I'm ready to talk more about how Jeff Zucker was jumping around on election night in 2016, screaming, "This is a game, show me the score. This is a game, show me the score." When those are
ugly.
It was we're looking at red and blue maps, we're looking at votes. It's not a score. That's a democracy on the line.
Yeah,
right,
it's not a
dude.
game.
So I saw some shit.
Yeah.
And I'm ready to talk about it.
Yeah.
And
day
that's-
by day, we're finding out how little of a game it really is.
And I think more artists now more than ever are needed to fight the power
Yeah.
in this cheesy way. Sorry, Taylor Swift. If The Last Showgirl isn't an album of anti-fascist sentiment, I kind of don't give a shit.
Yeah.
As a Swiftie, as someone who's been to 2 Taylor Swift concerts, happy about you and Travis, but if you're not speaking up for yourself when the most powerful person in this country, who is our president, is slandering you, I don't want to hear anything. You wanted capitalism, girly. Good for you.
Yeah.
But I'm happy you got your master's. Thank you for speaking about it openly. Things like that.
Yeah.
But free Palestine, fuck ICE. You should not. I don't want to listen to you unless you're saying these things.
Yeah.
And
The situation is too volatile for somebody that influential to just be like, "Oh, I love my boyfriend. We're having fun."
yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
Yes. And anyone who's music and politics shouldn't be going together, it's
It always has. It always has. It always has.
get over yourself.
Stop saying that shit.
Yeah.
Music and politics have always gone together.
Also, everything's political.
Everything is political.
Everything is political.
I completely agree with that. Everything from where you buy groceries to what products you do buy, it's all political.
Yes.
It's not political in the stupid, superficial way that we think about political nowadays, but it's political in terms of what corporations you support and what they support and what they try to yeah, everything's political.
What billionaires you're supporting today? How they have all of the wealth and everyone else has
Zero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's my feeling. I'm angry. I'm gonna make some more music that says some more stuff.
That's cool.
It's probably gonna make people uncomfortable, and I'm excited about it.
Yeah, that's a problem too. That people expect to go see original art and be comfortable.
True.
That's not what this is for.
Right.
This is not what this is about. I see it on Type 5 with comedians. sometimes, like, I don't know if you saw our comedian the other night, but people got a little uncomfortable. And it was like, come on, guys. You know, this is legitimately funny stuff. Like, this guy, he's one of the best. His name is Rob Wentz.
Okay.
He's one of our best local comedians.
Yeah.
And I've seen him absolutely kill, and I've seen him bomb. And it just has to do with kind of the age group that's at the gig.
Sure.
Like, people in their 40s and above will start getting uncomfortable, and people in their younger 20s will start getting uncomfortable. But everybody in between seems to, and this is generalization,
Sure.
obviously, but the people from like 26 to 40 seem to be like, this is a spoken art form. I get that this man isn't like making statements about his personal creed. These are jokes.
Right.
You know? But yeah, art, whether it's comedy, whether it's music, it should make you a little bit uncomfortable. Or why is it relevant?
Exactly.
You know, that's what gets me with all the endless, I got in my Ford truck and went to the store and bought whiskey with my pistol on my hip and God bless America. Like, okay, I've heard that. I've heard that a million times.
Yeah. And
Why am I listening to it again?
being in Nashville, it's interesting too, because it is very much country, right? And like
It's not even about the genre. I think it's more about the
people doing
let's
it.
do the same thing. Let's keep doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Let's find a way to do that because it's money. Let's find a way to keep making money without having to be all that creative.
There's a really amazing, like, I found like femme indie scene here.
Cool.
Like, I'm friends with Lainey Jones, Brennan Wadle. I love Gloom Girl MFG. Like, there are like these like really great indie, Molly Martin. Like,
Molly's great.
oh my gosh,
Lainey's great. Yeah.
These are amazing people. These are amazing
Yeah.
artists. There is an artist, I can't think of her last name. I think it's Genevieve Lewis. But she's a country singer, and she talks about like, I'll look it up and I'll send you later, and you could tag her or something. But
Cool.
she talks about abortion, and she's singing country music, and she goes to all these rallies, and she's like very politically, like, you know, outspoken, and I love that, you know.
Absolutely.
And she is like, I feel like one of the only people doing that here in that genre.
Yeah.
That I've seen, you know, also like make a really big effort to like support like causes and politicians and stuff, which has been, you know, amazing.
Yeah. There's an artist named Carter Faith. I've kind of lost track of her career nowadays, but man, this is going back to probably 2014 or 15, somewhere in there. But somewhere, I'm 99% sure before Trump got elected the first time. She had this song called Sinners in a Small Town.
Okay.
It was one of her very first singles. Now she does the Grand Ole Opry and all that stuff, so her career is obviously going well. But I want to say I'm pretty sure it was one of her very first singles. It was a song about the high school, like the quarterback of the high school football team raping a girl and getting away with it.
It was, don't love that, but love that, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was, and it's a freaking country song.
Hell yeah.
It was so good. I hope it's still out there in the world. Like, I'm 99% sure it got released at some point. But yeah, I got to master all her early stuff, and I was such a big fan. I still am. I just have kind of lost track of her career.
Yeah.
But it was all that very poignant, like, country can sound like country, but take on modern relevant themes.
Yes.
You know?
Yes, absolutely.
So fucking play your Merle Haggard type tunes, but say something to now. You know?
Yeah, and it's like, I get it, you like beer and you like your truck and you
Yeah.
like your woman too, but it's like, let's say something else.
Yeah,
now.
yeah. I find my lyrics skewing more that way too. You do it better than I could ever do it.
That's
I really
That's
enjoy
sweet.
watching you deliver the gut punch.
I love the gut punch.
Yeah, you're really good at it.
I like to be the provocateur.
Yeah. My stuff, like, I've just found it interlacing in all of my songs, in all my recent songs, where it's like, it has nothing to do with this, but I'm going to say something, and, I'm going to make it known how I feel about this along the way.
I think that's I think that's amazing too. It's like, if you're not, then you're not really connected to like our whole experience as like people. Like, okay, you're going to shut your eyes and like continue living on. I don't really care then, you know, like, so, I want to listen to people who are like here and present and like, thinking about stuff.
Yeah. So much of that incredible music from the Vietnam era. Like, there was the artists who came out and just just hit the nail on the head like you do. And there was so many artists that were kind of subtly interwoven, more like what I'm trying to do now. And it was all so iconic.
Woody Guthrie, right?
Absolutely.
And so, I mean,
Peter, Paul, and Mary were political.
Exactly. So, yes, I hear that. And I hope, more please of that culture.
Yeah.
Bring it.
Yeah. I think it's the idea that somehow artists, and of course this is just a right-wing idea, that artists are like trying to brainwash, whatever the fuck. Like, it's important to speak out about the time that you're in and have, what the hell is art for?
Right.
Otherwise, shut up and play me. Well, what do you want me to play about? Do you want to listen to jazz?
Right.
Because I can play instrumental jazz. You motherfuckers have 10-second attention spans. You want to hear me do Donna Lee? I bet you don't.
Or, okay, I just saw an artist on TikTok say that they felt like something weird was happening, okay? And I don't even know what their music sounds like, but they then realized that JD Vance was like in the audience, so they just got up and left and did not play that gig.
Wow.
That makes me want to know more.
Yeah.
They like made a statement about it.
That's fucking brave.
I'm bad. I haven't done the research yet, but like, it's on my saved TikToks, which I go back to for, I'm like, and I dig in, and I'm like, yeah, this is like, I'm going to go back to that person. Like, they're publicly speaking out against the vice president. Like, that's amazing,
Okay, so if that was your gig,
yeah,
what do you do?
Oh,
I think I would talk shit. I don't think I would not play. I think I would talk shit between songs.
One, I don't think JD Vance would be caught dead at one of my shows.
That's accurate. But let's say he was.
But if he was, I would make some art backstage. I'd make like a sign that would say something like "fuck JD Vance."
Sure.
And meet me in the parking lot. And like play for everyone else in the parking lot. And then I'd let them.
Oh, that's cool. That's creative.
And then I'd let the venue keep the money.
Cool.
I'd be like, I know that like we didn't do the thing we were like probably guaranteed to do, but like it was for the circumstances of the day.
Yeah.
That's
when you said meet me in the parking lot. I thought you were suggesting like you're gonna duke it out with JD Vance while the Secret Service makes you Swiss cheese.
Honestly, that's way funnier.
That's why I laughed so hard. I was like, oh man, she's gonna throw.
Oh man. No, one time I was in the room with Mike Pence though. I was the script runner I know. I was also in the room, but yeah, that was really not great. And then also I was in the room with Jake Tapper when the Grab Me by the Pussy video came out.
Jesus.
And I remember all of the producers, I was the scripts girl. I remember you wear this headset.
Yeah.
Everyone's freaking out like, oh my God, this has ended Trump's presidency.
Oh,
and
yeah.
also like that was the storyline in 2016. Like, this man can't do it. Haha, we're all here. This is a big joke. We're getting good ratings and Hillary Clinton will be president. So they're like, no, like this is gonna be really bad. And like it was just like this pit in my stomach. And CNN played it over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And as someone who's been sexually assaulted, was not great. So I started getting flashbacks from like this video and like things that men had said to me, men have objectified me as like a sexual assault survivor. Like, it's just like, was like, this is really fucked, and like,
Yeah.
I hope that this isn't, and it was like terrifying. It was terrifying to be in the room with Jake Tapper, and then Breonna Keeler rushes on set, who's like also one of like their, I think, anchors now. But yeah, and then like watch them just divulge and be on TV for hours about it, It was just crazy. It was a crazy time.
Yeah. I mean, what is your opinion on that? Like, in terms of this kind of never-ending soundbite, right? Like, it's such a double-edged sword in that, okay, this man is running for president of the United States. He said this. We have it on record. It's obviously him.
Right.
It's undeniable. However, they end up promoting him by speaking about it in a 24-hour nonstop. What should we do? What should we be doing?
What's the problem?
You have the answers. Tell me.
I don't think I have the answers, but I do think it's important to remember all the horrific things this man has said.
Oh.
And it's not just that. He said so much really weird stuff that I don't think any God-loving person could stand behind, right? So it's very bizarre to me how we've been okay with the amount he's objectified people generally.
Yeah.
But what I think really helped him in a positive way was airing his rallies. So where he's standing up there, he's looking presidential, he's saying stuff. And he was just one of like 11 candidates or however many were. But they would play the Trump rallies that weren't him saying grab him by the pussy, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So it was kind of like the lead up to this moment that I think got us where we are, like I do not fault a 24-hour news cycle is just a beast, right? And so
it's a pit of despair.
And like, it's interesting because CNN, what would they do before Trump was even existing was like school shootings.
Yep.
Celebrity deaths, weather events.
I will say they've gotten better at not making the perpetrators of school shootings and mass shootings into celebrities. They've gotten better, and maybe it's because they have Trump to talk about nonstop.
Right.
But
and they've also probably learned over the years too, like, oh, you keep talking about school shooters, let something
more of them happen.
The more of them happen. That's something they like tell you in journalism school now. But it's like it took like, or like, when OJ was happening and like the car chase for the helicopter and we are all watching the Bronco on TV, like. See, that was like peak CNN too, right? We're like, oh, we have that type of stuff. Like, this is good for us. It's probably just a bad thing. We're all in the Truman Show. We're all cameras are everywhere.
We should just not have a 24-hour news cycle.
Yeah,
we
maybe.
Don't need it.
We don't need it. I don't want to. As a TV producer, I moved here. I got a job working for Channel 2. That's how we were able to like afford to live here for the first couple months until I had a panic attack in the newsroom.
Oh no.
And they, I loved working there too. It was a good place to work. It was a dream newsroom by newsroom standards. I just can't handle the news cycle anymore. I just like, this is bizarre.
It's absurd.
I don't think this is helping people. I do stay informed. I read the New York Times. I listen to the daily podcast. I like do it in chunks. I don't think we should know all of this all the time though. Especially the most horrific things in our city that's like on a daily basis. I just like couldn't continue putting that into my soul. Like, so yes, I think like television news, specifically the visual element is like hard with it. And like, I don't think people process it the way they should process it. I think, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is.
Yeah.
I just know it doesn't function right. And like,
No.
people don't critically think as much as you'd hope. And, weird beliefs are weird beliefs, and people
Yeah.
are going to continue to believe their weird things, especially if they're being told by being told it in a slanted way, and they've
Yeah.
had a certain life experience, and like that validates their life experience. So, and then you have radicalization happen.
Yeah.
How do you de-radicalize people? Who knows?
Yeah, that seems to be the major development. Excuse me. The major development of the internet seems to be that everybody just looks around to validate their assumptions. Nobody's learning anymore. Everybody's just on this constant cycle of like, where can I go to validate these opinions I have, these assumptions I have? Wherever they're doing that, that's where I'm going to skew.
Right. And like, to be very clear too, like, I don't really identify as like a Democrat either, because like, and maybe I'm more of just like a progressive, because like Democrats are drinking from the same well as the Republicans getting their funding.
Even liberals have become insufferable.
Like it's just like, and also they're unable to win anything or help.
Yeah.
And like Pete Buttigieg is like saying like turfy things sometimes, where like, you're a gay man, bro. Like, I don't understand how you're trying to be the most palatable gay man in the world to appeal to the center so you could be palatable at the dinner party. Like, it's just like, it doesn't jive with me,
Yeah.
Like, it just is like, yeah. So, I don't know. I think we're a
The
bit
boomers
doomed.
are just living forever. That's the
Oh
problem.
my God, why?
They're living forever.
Why? And like, it's really amazing. I have a friend who's a teacher at a high school, at our old high school actually, which honestly was like, it's like very much like a Mean Girls experience high school. If you see Mean Girls, it was very, yeah. So it was like, that's what Northville High School felt like. It was just like, for me at least. And
My high school was like Varsity Blues.
Okay. But she's a teacher in the same district, and she's saying you would not believe these kids. They want to know, they are like activist types. Like they so she does have hope for the next generation, which does give me hope. Because like I have this really big doomed feeling. I'm just trying to express, like, okay, this is how I feel. And then I just was like, oh, I probably made these songs that I just made to help them, hopefully,
Cool.
like
Hopefully.
It's like I hope that these kids are running around chanting Mickey Sunshine stuff, and they're like while they're holding their signs in the street,
That'd be
like
awesome.
that'd be so sick. Or like however else they're trying to move society forward and like fighting fascism. So I have hope for a younger generation because my school teacher friend has hope. I don't know that many kids, nor do I want them. So I pray for the world, but our bloodline dies here with me.
Same here.
And you can't get them out of me, Republicans. I will not be going to your pregnancy centers.
A lot of Republicans watch this podcast.
Oh my God, I'm so
joking.
Okay, I was like,
I mean, you never know, but like,
well, I hope they find it in their hearts to hear us out then.
yeah,
In a loving way.
within the first 2 episodes, we were ripping on Tucker Carlson, and but it was more relevant back then than it is now. But I think we've kind of made our beliefs known from the start.
Yeah, Tucker Carlson, you mean the worst person on earth?
I can't stand that all of a sudden he's saying things like when he was ripping into Ted Cruz, I was like, dude, don't make me fucking agree with you. That's not cool. I hate that you're making me nod my head at you right now, Tucker Carlson. Stop it. Go back to being the prick that I hate, but also keep giving it to Ted Cruz. That's pretty awesome.
I actually didn't see the Ted Cruz.
Oh, it was fun.
I'll go Google this. What was it? Was it recently?
Very recently. What country was he ripping it on him about? Damn it. Oh, it was Iran, right?
Okay.
It was Iran. Because, yeah, Ted Cruz was like, yeah, bomb Iran, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
The old John McCain catchphrase, bomb Iran. And, God, I hope this is right. I hope it was about Iran. I'm 99% sure.
We'll Google it all later.
Yeah. See how I looked like a fool. And yeah, Ted Cruz was just ripping into him, being like, how many people live there? What's the primary religious makeup? And Ted Cruz knows none of this.
Oh, man.
Ted Cruz has obviously just decided, well, this is a Middle Eastern country, Middle America, and especially Texas. Doesn't give a fuck. So I'll get a bump in my approval rating by, saying, well, we'll bomb them. And then Tucker was just so brutal, and which, good for him. What, 30 years into being a journalist, he finally acted like a journalist?
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
I had a friend from college and was like, and I was in DC, and she wasn't in DC, she was in Austin, Texas at the time. And I was like, DC's so crazy, bro. Like, you should come here. And she ended up getting a job at Fox News.
Oof.
And I mean, she's kind of a Republican. And like, I would hang out with a Republican.
Yeah.
And like, that she was my drinking buddy from
My
college.
best friend's a Republican. It's tough.
We don't really talk anymore. I hope she's doing well. I saw she's getting married, and I wish no ill will on her. But I do think that her career is like a disgrace to humanity, I will say. But I think I aided that.
What's her Instagram handle? Do you
I
want to tag her?
I
I'm
can't
joking,
right now.
joking.
But
we don't behave that
I
way.
feel bad. I'm like, what if this person had a chance to not go down the DC rabbit hole Fox News land? I had some aid in that. So there's this like part of me where I'm like, oh my God, I'm a little bit evil.
Oh, you're taking this stuff on yourself in a way that you don't deserve.
I know, but it does feel bad. It feels bad where I'm like, hey, like she's doing something completely else. She's like Brett Baer, who granted is the most even-keeled person there, but still helps the Fox News machine, which is bad ultimately for world. And so he's like the worst person on the staff, on the journalist staff, right?
Yeah.
But she's the second-hand person, like she's like right
Really?
there. Yeah, she's made it so far and like in
Wow.
this little world. And like I'm like, whoa, bro, I can't believe you lasted that long. Also, like, how do you not have a soul?
Yeah.
So
That's gotta be.
it's weird.
It's a
weird.
wild world that, these. Yeah. Anytime the president has 7 people around him and he's just off his rocker talking, whatever, you're just like, what are these people thinking? They must be thinking about, I'm going to go home, I'm going to water my plants. Like, they must just be drifting through what the better parts of their day, right? What's going to be like, this is going to end eventually. He can't possibly talk for the rest of eternity. So someday I will get home, I'll water my plants, I'll hug my spouse, maybe I'll play with my cat or dog. Like, things are going to get better. My life isn't going to end here.
Right.
That's all I can imagine thinking about while that's going on.
Or in like I also think these people probably haven't faced a lot of adversity of like their own,
But isn't that adversity sitting through that shit? Like,
Oh, I just mean like I think they probably came from privilege in a way of like in a way of life and like where they haven't actually been poor before and they've ever had stress where like they're like, how do I afford groceries this week? Like that's like and then you think differently when you're poor, right? You're like your brain doesn't have enough room to like even think about, I could go to a different grocery store, or, I don't know. You're just like, you truly haven't felt like that life has put its foot on you a bit,
Yeah. But when I think about rich people or people who grew up wealthy, privileged, all that sort of stuff, I think about appearances. And the worst thing as a rich person, the worst thing that can possibly happen is you become humiliated, right?
Right.
And all like, man, if America goes another 20, 30, 40 years, there's going to be people looking back at these tapes and saying, none of you motherfuckers intercepted. None of you motherfuckers said anything. You're just standing there. Like, I don't know. Like, I can't imagine being in that scenario and just watching this man spout nonsense and being like, well, you know, this is the job. I'm getting like $26,000 a fucking day, so I might as well just maintain. And, you know, someday this will all pass.
And we'll make music about it.
Yeah.
And we'll make some music about it. And when the people will rise up to Mickey Sunshine.
I hope so. Man, write the anthems.
That's the goal. The abortion anthem of the century.
Yep.
It'll come. It's all coming.
Yeah. What a thing.
Taylor Swift, where are you at? I'll be
get your shit together, Taylor Swift.
I'll be featured on a track. I volunteer myself.
We might as well just shit talk every celebrity. We've been doing a good job just going through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should
this
stop.
episode is going to go viral. Now don't stop. Why
I'm
not?
so sorry.
Oh yeah, I got Phil caught me talking a little bit of shit on the last episode. The light went out and I thought he had cut. So I was talking some shit and yeah. So
Is there anyone else you want to talk shit about?
who do I want to talk shit about?
How about you? Do you want to talk shit about anyone, baby? No? How about you? You're good? Okay.
All right. Well, let's see. When does the new music come out?
2026.
Okay, cool.
It's beginning of.
All right.
And
So like January, February, somewhere in there?
somewhere in there.
Excellent.
You should follow us on @Mickey Sunshine Band on Instagram.
If you're still listening.
If you're still listening. You should listen to us on your streaming services.
Certainly.
But yeah, those are the places. Those are the places. If you need to get your music registered with the MLC, you could call them. You'll probably,
MLC?
Oh, it's the Mechanical Licensing Collective. This is a plug for.
Okay.
Wait, are you signed or anything? Are you?
No.
Okay. So you don't. So you have like a BMI or an ASCAP?
I have an ASCAP. They screwed me out of thousands and tens of thousands of dollars.
Okay. So there's 4 different ways you can collect royalties. Mm-hmm. One is your mechanical royalty. Mm-hmm. Your mechanical royalty is on the master side, right? No, what's on songwriting side?
Sure.
And you collect from the DSPs, basically Amazon Music, Spotify. Every single time your song is streamed on, like, you get like 0.000 cent of a cent of a fraction of a cent.
Yeah, the composition side.
Yeah, so ASCAP and BMI, they aren't the agency for that, for the DSPs. That's going to go through the Mechanical Licensing Collective. So you're able to collect. You actually probably have money if you don't, if you aren't signed up for it. If you haven't, but that's great. I mean, it's still there waiting for you.
Oh, cool.
And Chris works there. That's why I mentioned it. My husband, drummer.
Oh, very good.
And he helps artists and publishers in like different types of record companies get their royalties from, streaming from Spotify, Amazon, Apple, etc. So there's a plug for that.
Hell yeah.
You'll probably get Chris on the phone.
Very good.
He helps on the artist side.
Love that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's have you play a couple of songs.
Okay, cool.
Andrea, thank you for being here.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you for having me.
What a conversation.
It's been enlightening.
Yeah.